Hello, good morning. So this is Daniel Mashori for online maths. So today we'll be proving the formula how to find the quadratic formula to solve quadratic equations. So it's very simple. You make use of what completing the square method to find the formula. So it's very simple. So I'll be showing you the whole procedure, how to use completing the square method to find the quadratic formula. This particular formula, most of the students refer to it as what? Almighty what formula. It's not really almighty. There are different formulas more than it. So, but students normally refer to it as what? Almighty formula. So don't forget, please follow the video to the end. Thank you. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. One love. Hello, good morning. So we are trying to show how to prove the formula of what? Quadratic equation, which is the general formula for quadratic equation. So this is the idea. The general form of a quadratic equation is what? Ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So for example, you might be given a problem like this to find x, in which you're trying to find x. So take note, to use this or to find the answer for x, you must apply the concept of what? Completing the square method. So that's going to be like ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now what's next? In this idea, in completing the square method, you must try to make x, the coefficient of x, to be equal to 1. So that simply means you're going to divide each term by a. So you divide bx by a and c by what? A. You have what? Bx over a and what? C over a is equal to 0 over a, giving us what? 0. So the next thing, you now shift the constant. The constant term here is a term without x. That's c over a to the other side. That's going to give us minus c over a. Then when you have this, the next thing to do, you now have the coefficient of what? X. You have the coefficient of x, square it and add it to both sides. So what's the coefficient of x? That's going to give us what? B over a. So when you have it, it's going to give us b over 2a. So you square it. When you square it, you have what? B over 2a squared, and you add it to both sides. So when you add it to both sides, you have minus c over a and what? B over 2a all square. And b over 2a all square is going to give us what? B squared plus 4a what? Square. So when you have done this, take note, because when you have the coefficient and you square it and you add it to both sides, it's going to make it easier for you to now pick x and only b over 2a and square it. So when you have x plus b over 2a and you square it, you're going to have this particular expression here back. So you just simply pick x and you pick b over 2a, put square. You are in the right track. So when you simplify this here, it's going to be b squared. You find the LCM, you're going to have b squared minus what? 4ac over 4a squared. Take note, to be on easier way, to be on easier part, you can simply have b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. Then you now subtract. So from this, take note, you now find the square root of both sides. When you take the square root of both sides, take note, since you're looking for x, so that simply means you're going to try to simplify it in a way that you have x as the subject of the formula. So when you take the square root of both sides, it's going to be square root of this particular side. Take note, the plus and minus simply means like square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. So when you take the square root of any number, it's going to be positive or negative. So you now have the word x plus b over 2a plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. Now you can now apply sort. Square root of up and square root of down. Square root of 4a squared is 2a. While square root of up here is b squared minus 4ac. So you now take the b plus 2a to the other side. When you take the b plus 2 to the other side, you have what? Minus b over 2a plus or minus square root of what? B squared minus 4ac over 2a. You take the LCM. You have minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So this formula you have is called the quadratic formula, and it's being used to find the solutions to any quadratic equation you have. So you can see the concept here. The concept here is simply to solve this particular expression up here by finding the value of x, as if you are finding the value of x directly using completing the square method. So you are just as if you are solving the question, as you are assuming as if all the a, b, and c are numbers, and you solve directly. Then the final result you have as x becomes a formula. So this is the simple idea or the simple concept to prove a formula. So don't forget to book for online classes and share, comment. Thank you and one love.